Hello and welcome back to the AniGains podcast. Hope everybody is all good and happy fucking New Year's. This is the first pod of 2025, almost said 2024, but it is 2025. Lot has happened last year and we've got a whole bunch of stuff to get into this year. Super exciting times ahead. Fellas, how are we all doing?
Not too bad. Currently just snowed in at the minute. If those who don't live in England or the north of England don't know, yeah, it's absolutely rammed full of snow. So I currently just can't leave the house at the minute. So thought might as well just hop on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, man. No,
I can't lie, I'm jealous. I'm up in Scotland, but we've got zero snow outside. I was seeing everyone's story this morning thinking, "Oh, fingers crossed," but no. I'm a bit worse for wear. I had a run in with some raw chicken yesterday. I was telling Cam half of the story. Kez doesn't know the story, so
I don't.
I was um I was cooking my breaded chicken and rice yesterday, and obviously I weighed out my cornflakes, crunched them up, flavored them, everything like that. Had my egg, so I was getting my chicken into the egg, into the breadcrumbs, then stick that in the oven, and then just as it was finished cooking, I got my rice in the microwave, and then I thought, oh, I've got some cornflakes just left over. I'll put that in because it's already got flavor. I'll put that in with the rice. It might have a bit of a different texture to it. And then I get about two-thirds of the way through this rice and realize, where have I just got this cornflakes from? Like, why have I just spawned in with cornflakes? And then I've realized they're slathered with raw chicken. They're absolutely teeming with raw chicken. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? I'm sitting panicking, thinking I've given myself salmonella. So I've sprinted to the toilet trying to get whatever I can out. And then the rest of the day, I was feeling awful. But I went out into Glasgow and I ended up buying 11 new volumes of manga, which hurt the bank account, hurt the bank account. But I went out and I got myself a pizza, and I thought, you know what, I'll get myself some chili oil because I think it's nice, right? So they've got two different containers for pouring it out. They've got one that's like a Nando's bottle, like everyone knows, like the Nando's sauce. But they had one that was a skull right next to it, right? But I didn't put two and two together of the skull's going to be more spicy. So I thought, oh, maybe the other one just for the next table along. I'll just take the skull one. I've doused this pizza in the oil, and I've gotten one slice in, and I'm going, I need more water. So I went through about three pitchers of water trying to get through this pizza. And I kid you not, I've slept maybe 2 hours. I have been up. I've got a part-time job at the toilet at the moment. It is not the way forward. But yeah, in here for the podcast, representing the boys. And it'll be the first, oh no, it'll be the second one. But by now we'll have had the what's it called? The logo will be out, the announcement will be out, the last one will be out. So that's fucking exciting. It's
it is,
exciting.
it is very.
Exciting, mate. So yeah. No, that was do you think your decision making on that day was influenced by your, I don't know, raw chicken, like a raw chicken induced frenzy?
You know what I do? I do. I think that there's something in that chicken juice. Because the rest of the day I was like, not with it. And then yeah, the chili oil. I came home and told mum. She was like, "What were you thinking? What were you thinking?" Because I had the same thing. Sorry for going off on a tangent. I had the same thing a few weeks ago. I don't take pre-workout, but I had a sachet of defib, and I didn't put two and two together. Defibs for like defib for your heart. So I was bouncing off the walls off of like 400 milligrams of caffeine, just shaking on the chest press, not knowing what was going on. So I need to learn to read the room. I think that's my main take home from this year, mate.
No, man. I feel like my influence is like not doing you any favors. These all sound. This sounds like a regular side quest weekend where you
Oh,
That's it.
100%. Honestly,
Yeah.
put your bank account on manga, shit yourself, like overdose on stimulant as well. I like defib as well.
oh
Yeah, I defib
no.
mega man. I my favorite is Alpha Neon Onslaught Ultima version 2.
Was that the one you were doing like a big chat on your story about?
Yes,
Because I was looking into getting that after you said that.
brother, man. Like
Have you tried the pump workout?
the
No.
pump.
Yeah, so they've actually recently, funnily enough, announced a collab with Chosen Few, Kes 10 at the discount. And when I went to the studio, they gave me a scoop of it. And it's mint. It's really, really good, their pump. So
Yeah,
would highly recommend if you got Chosen Few, Kes 10, once again. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Used that one actually, and I mean, he showed me the before and after, and mate, it was pretty fucking mate. In terms of like non-stim, like pump products, I'm actually a big fan of that panel. Like, really, really.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even sponsored by fucking Alpha Neon or Chosen Few. If you guys are watching and you do want to, you do want to give me some commission, I wouldn't mind. But yeah, no, genuinely, um, that is one thing I would love for 2025. Like an
What?
actual. Like a nice little sponsorship deal.
nice sponsor.
We will make it happen. I will put in a good word. Well,
I
one, I will put in a good word, and two, at the actually, it will be announced by the time this is out. Okay, so I will have announced the fact that I will be doing a posing seminar at the Chosen Few Studios in Bristol. So if you do want to get on it, it might have been sold out by the time I put this podcast out. But if you want to get on it, just drop me a DM, and yeah, we'll get it sorted. But yeah, fingers crossed. If all goes well, these two boys should be here
Yeah.
at the seminar. And yeah, mate, it will be mint. It will be mint. But yeah, you've just got to just be yourself, Cam. Be yourself. Be a sweet talk Ben, who's the athlete manager there, and I'm sure we'll get you sponsorship.
if I'm being myself, I'm gonna turn up half an hour late. My child's gonna be on backwards. you know. Oh, we'll see. No, but that would be, fellas. That brings me on to my next point. Like, what are your goals for 2025? What were your highlights of 2024? Now that we're in the new year, I feel like that is an appropriate topic.
So do you want to talk about 2024 first then in terms of
Yeah. What
yeah.
a year in review, and then get into
Okay. So let's start off with specifically the highlights. So if we've got one, maybe a couple, let's go into that. So we'll start off with Noah then. You want to go?
Yeah. So I spent a bit of time traveling. I think that would be my highlight from the year. My main goal was to go and try and tick off more places on the map. I don't know if you guys have got the app Bean on your phone, but it's like it shows you the globe and it's all not got a light. Every country you visit, it lights up. And for me, it's quite satisfying trying to see what countries you can light up. So I made the goal for myself to try and tick off like 5 new countries. So I managed to get to Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Switzerland, and then I went to Japan. Obviously, I moved to Japan for a few months. Would have been longer, but obviously came back a little bit early. But I had a layover flight in China, so I'm counting my 1 hour in China as as the fifth country. But I'd say for me, the business side of things, obviously, that was natural physique coaching. Obviously, just been announced. But that would have been just released, I think, when this will go out, or maybe like a month in. I'm not too sure when this goes live. But yeah, that was obviously in the pipe work for a good few months. So I'd say a combination of the coaching side of things going quite well, and obviously living across in Japan and just traveling the world, to be fair. And yeah, I'd say that was pretty fun this year, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah. That's sick.
Exciting, man. Wicked. Cool.
I mean, mine's pretty similar, to be honest. Like, I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, like traveling the world. I mean, that was like the biggest goal that I had set up when I set it out in 2023 when the PCA made the announcement post that they're going to be doing their first ever natural show, and then the finals for that were going to be in Korea. I was like, right, but I've always wanted to do like a PCA natural show. I've always wanted to like compete in a sport in like in a country I love. You know,
Yeah.
I never visited Korea, never visited Asia. Um, so we managed to do fucking, or basically the highlights on my year was chronologically getting closer and closer towards that goal. And then like just the entire journey that came along with it. I mean, like you said, no, even like from a career perspective as well. Like in 2023, I was working like a shitty ass part-time job. Just kind of like, I wouldn't really say directionless, but like I almost knew I was made for a bit more than that. And like to now like be in the position where we had done all of that, we ticked it all off, and like we do actually have the position to be like, right, 2025, like we get to travel more. We can like, actually put other people onto the stage, like it's so surreal and it's so exciting. So for myself, I'd probably say, yeah, just fucking the whole career arc, traveling out there. I do want to download that app that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's so good.
I do now as well. Can you like retrospectively add places you've already been to?
Yeah, so you can go on it, you can say I visited it. There's
Yeah.
different like settings on it. So there's want to go to. So I don't think my phone will even pick it up if I was to show it to the camera. But if I do that, you can see I've been to like 11 countries. You can see
Nice.
China. I was there for an
Yeah.
hour. I'm really sure. But you can log that all down, obviously for ones that you've been to before, and it's pretty cool to be fair. It's quite satisfying.
Excellent. Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
man.
yourself?
What about yourself, man? What was
Yeah, so I'd say as a whole in terms of maybe the process and journey side of things, obviously the posing side of things and how that's taken off over the last year has just been like absolutely mind-blowing, and I just didn't anticipate it maybe going um going the way it has in terms of the success with the results and the clients, but just the people that I've been able to reach as well. And you get people like messaging me every day saying, "Oh, I watched your content. I used your content like when I was preparing my posing for my show in like places that you wouldn't even imagine." So
Yeah.
like the influence and the reach that I managed to build in the like little community it's been absolutely mind-blowing. And I think one day which was like special to me was my first posing seminar that I held at EP in Manchester. Yeah, just seeing like there are people now who came to that who are like friends who basically met through that. So the fact that you
Right.
can put on something that brings together like-minded people, and then obviously can help them with their posing as well. It's absolutely unreal. So that was, yeah, really special day, and I absolutely loved it. Obviously, my favorite day of the year was the WNBF Pro Card win. Like, yeah, I can be edgy and say something else, but it obviously was that. Like, this is something that I've wanted to achieve for a very, very long time now. And every year I've kind of like gotten closer to that goal, but it hasn't been a instant success or sort of overnight process. It's taken like 5 years. I first competed in 2019.
Mm.
And that year I literally didn't even place at a British finals. And then each time I've competed, I've got on further in the sport and I've put a lot into it. I know everyone has, but I have put a lot into this. So just to see that hard work rewarded at the WNBF and at a stage like that as well in the
Yeah.
UAE where you literally have people competing from all over the world. There was a guy the guy who actually won the overall was from Liberia. So it just goes to
Really?
show like, yeah, it's crazy how international it is, and the standard was absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, just that moment, having AJ there as well, my coach was wicked, and sort of making him proud, and then my mum was there as well, and
Oh,
that
did
was
she come out
wicked.
as well?
Mate, yeah, she came. She was like my personal assistant over there. So yeah, man, that was wicked, and for her to see that and get that moment, and then I managed to capture it on film as well. So we obviously got that film for the YouTube. So then that's like a lifelong memory that I can like
Yeah.
now I can yeah relive it, I suppose, for life. So that definitely probably was that the one, if there was a moment that was a highlight for the year, I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, man, like I actually like a lot of that because I feel like your year was almost like a very long time coming in terms of everything, like from like your posing to your competing, because like you're not like a spring chicken when it comes to competing. You weren't like one of these juniors. Like,
Just call me old, it's fine.
Also,
no. Like, but you see it like all the time. Like you get like these kids who like have been training for like 2 years and then like they come out to you with like these goals. And it's cool having goals or whatever. But then like to come out with a goal of like, oh, I want to win the overall and get my pro card. I'm like, bro, like these things take time, like, and that's why, like, I'm almost so glad that you had, I mean, both you guys, had the years that you had, because it's been a long time coming for you both. Like, you guys have been working at these things incredibly hard, sort of day in, day out. Like, for yourself, Kez, like, like in your first season, I think you placed like third at qualifier, and then like didn't place at the finals. And
Yep.
then, like, fast forward like a couple more years, you're like winning the pro show, like at the, winning your pro card at the Dubai show. It's crazy.
Yep.
Like Noah as well. Like, I know, like, you've been through some stuff, and now, like, to see you like come out to where you are is, well, now it's just, it's mega. It's so mega, and it's just like, I like that. That's why I think goal setting is so important, because, like,
Mm.
you have these, like, sort of big ideas and these dreams, and you just like tick boxes and almost like level up, like, on the way to getting there. It's just, yeah, it's sick to see, man. Genuinely.
Yeah, man, definitely. So, next topic now. Obviously, still highlighting 2024, but this is more of the lessons we learned. So, what I would say is, what would you say the number one lesson you've learned is in 2024? It can be about anything.
Oh,
We'll start with Noah.
start with me, put me in the spot. I think for me it'd just be to not overthink things. Like I think I just need to I learned that I need to go with my gut a bit more. My best experiences of last year all came from me just saying fuck it and doing something. So whether that being, dropping everything, and like I say, I I had an apartment in Tokyo. I dropped everything. I thought, fuck it, we're just gonna do it. We got a one-way ticket. Whether that be like the traveling, so I'll go into that for what's going on next year, but I've got something booked where I just went, fuck it, why not? We'll see what happens. And I think just kind of obviously with work and with bodybuilding, you do need to have that kind of structure to make sure that you're progressing, you're getting on, and you're making sure you're ticking the boxes. But I think that there's going to be some things that you can't second guess. You need to just dive because you're not going to take that action. Like there's been multiple things, even from a business side of things, where I've been on the fence and I've known that, say, for example, if something's going to be a bigger investment and I know it might not be an instant turnaround, but I'm like, you know what? Trust your gut and just see how it goes. The worst thing that happens is you don't make X amount and you can get that back over time. But I think for me, it's just saying fuck it a bit more, just give myself the chance to go with my gut, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Cam?
I think, yeah, sort of like, I don't want to give the same answer as Noah. That's a good ass fucking answer, but like, I think kind of following from that as well, like saying fuck it, and then like actually putting in the work to get there. Like, anything worth having is gonna take time to get.
Yeah.
And I massively found that with, like, like getting true stage condition, getting actually peeled, being one of the guys you look up to. It's not fucking easy, like, and then, like, if you're gonna say fuck it, I'm gonna be all in with something, like, sticking to your promises is the most rewarding thing for yourself and other people. And it's one thing that I want to keep consistent throughout the rest of my life, is just like holding yourself to a level of accountability that you would thank yourself tomorrow. It's very easy to live like day to day and like almost kind of remain in a state of being like comfortably numb or uncomfortably numb. But like, ultimately, it's not selfish to prioritize yourself, and it's not selfish to prioritize your wants. If you feel as if something is going to be the right decision for you, don't put any more thought into it. Just say fuck it, and then just actually focus on how you're going to get there. Put in the work so that you the next day can have something to look forward to. Yeah, I think it's just that, it's just not selfish to put yourself first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked.
For a long time, I don't think I did, and after doing that, did everything I wanted to, had the best year of my life. So yeah, man.
Wicked.
What about you guys? The wisest one of the pod.
Some would say. So, yeah, so I'm literally gonna, well, I'm firstly gonna echo what you two boys said. I completely agree with that. I also think, like, if there's something you want to achieve and you are passionate about something, go for it, but you need to be relentlessly consistent at it. Like so many people say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna start a prep, I'm gonna start a podcast, I'm gonna be an online coach. They'll start posting or whatever, and then they won't go viral, and then they'll stop and they'll think, oh well, it's not gonna work out. And yeah, not everything is gonna bang. You're not gonna win every show you do, but if you relentlessly put in that work over time again and again and again, eventually that work will compound and it will pay off. And then people will recognize the work that you're putting in and you will start getting results. But it just takes consistency over time. And that's something that I've seen more and more as I've gotten older. Sometimes you're not going to see the fruits of your labor initially, and you're going to have to suck it for a while. You just are. And it's just a case of being consistent, having that faith in your vision that eventually it is going to pay off. Yes, obviously you might need guidance from the right people to guide you in the right direction, whether that be a coach for bodybuilding, a coach for posing, or business mentor, or whatever it may be. But put in the work over time and it will pay off. My other one, which is a slightly different note to what you boys are saying, is the fact that your physical and mental health are very much interlinked. And I thought that anyway, but I never knew to what extent before this year. So for a context, a lot has happened this year on a personal front. A lot has happened. That's caused a lot of stress in my life on a personal front. And obviously, due to ramping things up with the posing, entering a bodybuilding prep, my stress has been higher than it ever has been. I'm not complaining because it's been absolutely incredible. But yeah, from a stresses perspective, it's been pretty mental. And the hours that I've been doing this year have been, pretty ridiculous. And I've sort of over the last few months or so, I think it has quite taken its toll on me with certain health issues during the prep. I was fainting every now and then. Having massive digestive issues. My body towards the end just wasn't playing ball. I got tonsillitis for like a month at the end of the prep, and I've just not really felt like myself since then until maybe the last week or two. And I do think it's just been a culmination of a lot of stress that's been built up over the year. And I've kind of put myself in a situation that isn't sustainable in terms of the hours that I've been working. Obviously, into the next topic, we'll talk about what we're doing in 2025, and I'll go into that then in terms of what steps I'm taking to try and rectify that. But what I would say in terms of the advice is like really look after your mental health and your stress, and really assess everything you're doing in your life and think, is this productive, or am I just doing it for the sake of it and stressing myself out? And then if there's certain things which you can cut out, then cut them out, because you can be in a state where being uber or super stressed is the norm, and you kind of accept it and you're like, oh well, this is how it's going to be, it's fine, and then it will bite you eventually. So take care of your mental well-being, and it will stand you in very good stead.
Yeah.
100%. First thing you spoke about, sorry, the first thing you said, it reminds me of like when people get that like 3 a.m. motivation when they'll watch a David Goggins video and they're like, right, it's time for a 5K run in the morning. And they'll go out and they'll do it. Then the next morning they've woken up, they're like, can't be fucked, can't be arsed. And then literally they'll talk a good game. It's like some people might talk about starting up with coaching or something like that. And they'll say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, I'm going to get to here. And then when it comes to actually realizing how much work it gets to put into that position, they're like, whoa, whoa. Like, I think for all three of us, we've realized in 2024, to get to where we want to be in the industry, it takes a lot of graft for it to be like, obviously, it is quite a saturated market and a saturated industry. However, to aim to be figureheads and really start to make ourselves known and make some noise in industry, like we're not just trying to be another number, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
to
sure.
go over and above means that our behaviors, our actions, our hours, our effort has to replicate that as well. But when people realize that that's what it takes, they're like, nah, I'm not about that. So I think that, yeah, it's spot on. Like you see it so often, and you kind of put it on yourself to realize, like, if I really want to achieve these goals, like, I don't know about you guys, but I set like on my notes New Year's resolutions every single year. And it's funny to see, like, I think it was for 2023, my goal was to have 5 clients of online coaching by the end of the year. Just to see how things go year after year is mental. And I think that always having those kind of goals, like we've mentioned, is so important. But understanding the graph that it takes to get to that position is also something that people don't realize until they try, and they're like, fuck that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, for
So
sure. I think almost to like continue on from that point, like if it is something that you want, developing the mindset of that, like if it is something that you want, get after it. Giving up on that is should be way harder than continuously trying, you know.
Yeah,
And I feel like people just whinge so much, and then they do that, like, you know, they do the, say, the 5K run in the fucking morning or whatever, and it doesn't yield them the results they want the following day, you know, and then they're just like, well, yeah, my effort isn't proportional, you know, my 4 days of effort isn't proportional to the lack of results I'm seeing now. If more people just develop that mindset of like, you owe it to yourself to be consistent, because I feel like realistically, a lot of these goals that we're setting or that other people set themselves as well, they're not stupid. Like they're not impossible goals to hit. Like no one's saying they want to be like the next fucking multi-billionaire Elon Musk. Most people just like want to do well at a show. Most people just want to get relatively lean or just not hate their job. Like those
yeah,
are not those shouldn't be big asks for. And I feel like those are things that pretty much every person can be capable, you know, with just like the right steps and just enough consistency as well. So yeah, yeah, that's sort of my
wicked. Cool.
Nice.
Okay, next topic now. So, obviously, we've wrapped up 2024. So, heading into 2025, what are some of the things we're most excited for and looking forward to in the coming year? Noah, we're going to start with you again.
Going again. So I've got two separate answers. I've got my personal and I've got my business side of things. I'll start with the business side of things. This will be my first year being a competitive coach. So I was meant to have someone compete on stage this year. We've pulled it back, and we're going to be doing another time, possibly next year. Again, we've got a call literally tomorrow, discussing everything again. But I have got two people stepping on stage. A boy that trains at my gym, Cameron Junior, looking pretty decent, but his legs, he needs more legs. But he's looking good. He's 20. So that'll be a junior competitor. And I've got Sinead over in Newcastle. She'll be competing in either bikini or figure. We're just waiting until this pre-prep diet wraps up before we see kind of where she lies. But things are going good. Like I never thought that I'd be in the position to be coaching competitive clients. I remember when I had an announcement video for FK Physiques, it was talking about I'll be taking on people that are wanting to just work on their lifestyle and everything like that. And I won't be dealing with the competitive side of things. And, you know, years down the line, I think it's been like a year and a half later, and I've been spending a lot of time studying, learning. I'm now in the position where I feel comfortable and I know I can take people to the stage. So that's something that's quite exciting for myself. And then on a personal note, I'm doing more traveling, but I'm interrailing. I don't know if you'd seen this on my Instagram, but basically, I've booked 3 flights with me, Josh Campbell, and Brandon Doherty. And if we make it home, we make it home. If we don't, we don't, right? But we've got a route that I've mapped out. I plan to do it myself, but they're like, oh, I want to travel as well. So we're going to Sofia in Bulgaria.
Nice.
Then we're going. I don't know if any of you two have been, or if anyone that's watching this has been to any of these places, please let me know how they are. So we're going to Sofia, then going up to Niš in Serbia, then going down to North Macedonia to Skopje. Actually looks beautiful. I'd never thought about going to North Macedonia. I don't know if Kez, you probably know about FIFA. Do you remember Pandev?
Yeah, Goran Pandev. Yeah, yeah.
That's the only reason I know where that country is.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's a cool flag. I'll probably try and see if I can go there. So we're going to Pandev land over there, then across to Albania to go to Tiran, I think it's called. And then up from there to Podgorica in Montenegro. And then from there to Dubrovnik in Croatia. Then from there to Sarajevo in Bosnia. And then from there, we're like, right, we're fucked. How are we meant to get home from Sarajevo? There's no way to get to like Scotland for cheap. So we found out we can fly to Milan for like 25, 30 quid from Sarajevo, get to Milan, and then from Milan, you can go direct to Edinburgh for 15 quid. So we're going to be mapping off Bulgaria, Serbia, North Macedonia, Albania, Montenegro, Croatia, Bosnia, and Italy. So that's 8 there. And then I'll be going back to Japan on in the year.
Mate, those are some pretty rogue places you're going to.
No, but I
Like
was
when I hear people go interrailing, I hear like Budapest or Prague or stuff like that. It's not like
no, I had so in my I've got my resolutions. They should be here. Yeah, I've got my resolutions here, and I've always wanted to like visit Eastern Europe, and I realized like realistically, as my business continues to grow, like I'm not going to be able to just sit and go, fuck it, I'm just going to take 2 weeks and do X, Y, Z. Like, when am I ever going to go to Montenegro again? I'm never going to like have the time to go out my way there. So I figured all these places, like I can do that, and most likely, if I'm going to shows across the world, you know, like with natural physique coaching, we've got a few people that are competing in Slovakia, in Austria, in Romania. So most likely I would be visiting these places anyway. I know there's a show in Bucharest that I might be going to. So I would be able to visit these places anyway, but I'm never going to go to Pandev's country. Do you know what I mean? Like, so the opportunity was there and it's actually surprisingly cheap. So I thought, you know what? Just see a bit of the world and culture myself, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
exciting, exciting. How about you, Camden?
So yeah, man. I mean, like, sort of, I'll follow that same similar sort of structure, like business and personal. The thing is, like, my business and personal life are pretty fucking intertwined. Like, I do say, just like a lot of my clients, I will just refer to as like being like my friends or whatever. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like and kind of like from that as well. Like, that's where the sort of main goal lies. I, like I said, had the ability to have the best year of my life last year, but a lot of that I will actually just accredit to big Reese, if you are watching, mate. Of course he's watching. Reese loves the
He
anime.
loves a bit of anime, doesn't
No, but
Closet anime fan.
he?
yeah, no, but for real, like having just somebody like sort of like guide you through that and like be that, because it's very hard to like not get lost in your own head at times, no matter how good you are as an athlete. Yeah, even just having like another person just to sort of like help guide you through, make rationalized decisions. Like, you know, I want to almost be that for other people, you know, not just clients that are say getting to the stage, you know, but just like lifestyle clients in general. You know, I want to be able to help and improve more people's lives, like pretty much mine was, just through being a better coach. You're actually, you know, like I say, you know, taking athletes, helping them win shows, taking them on that journey, um, teaching other people like new stuff, going to like new places with them, experiencing like different culture or anything. Like, you know, like I would absolutely love to like go abroad with a client and have them
Yeah.
be overseas. Like we've got one application. I'm not going to say anything just yet, but there's one guy who's signed up, and he's the potential is quite stupid. So who knows? Who knows? If we might have to go on a little traveling arc for this kid, then you know that would be pretty cool. But yeah, basically just continue to sort of like spread the business, not even from a monetary perspective. You know, just like just being able to have that positive impact on somebody else's life. Like even like my business isn't huge at the minute, but like I do get like a lot of messages like from when I do my check-ins, like, you know, saying, oh, you know, this is really helpful. You know, it just makes you feel better by yourself knowing that you're putting like a positive impact out there. So I'd say
Yeah.
that would be the biggest thing from like a sort of business perspective. Continue doing stuff with the AniGains boys as well. That's huge. I'm loving this. Very looking forward to going to Comic Con with you boys as well. And then more so from like a personal life perspective, I don't know if you can see in the background, I've got like a guitar and an amp.
Yeah.
Your boy's going to be joining a band this year, bro. Like,
Oh, nice.
Really?
yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
mate,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
you've
dude.
got the look.
I know. Like, that's the whole reason the band wanted me. Yeah, basically, I'm gonna be doing some backup vocals and being like a rhythm guitarist. Yeah, like just sort of outside. I think it's very important that you have especially like when your work is so intertwined with like what you do anyway. So like everything is like bodybuilding at the minute. I want to have like a sort of release from that. Tom Haynes, a great example of this. Like Tom Haynes is like pretty much he trains. He's like a full-time coach, dad, and then like part-time he'll be like fucking around with like at the falconry place, you know, playing with birds and shit, or like playing like Warhammer or something like that. I think you need like a positive outlook that is almost completely different to
Yeah.
it to keep you like as a better, well-rounded person. So who knows? Your boy might be on fucking tour. Come
Mate,
watch my band play.
I,
Yeah.
I'll get you guys some tickets. You guys can
if
like get crazy in the mosh pits.
Oh,
Uh,
mate, if I was to compare you to an anime, I would say I like I'd say Naruto because it's full of just random side quests and filler arcs, basically.
All these time skips going on, man.
Yeah.
no, I love my side quest, man. That is like the biggest like personal goal. I want to go on even more side quests. Just keep
Yeah,
turning up in random places and, you know, making a whole bunch of stupid memories.
mate,
That's like,
that is class.
what about you guys?
Ooh, so once again, I'll split it into business and personal. So from the business perspective, obviously just continue to um really ramp up the business and continue to build that reputation. Um well, one as the undisputed like number one men's physique posing coach in the UK, and then continue to build up my reputation on a worldwide basis and build up my client base worldwide as well. And it's already happening, to be fair. Like most of my clients I've actually got now aren't even from the UK, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and obviously continue to have like a positive impact on people. Like with me, when I have my posing coaching throughout someone's prep, I'm also like I will help them in whatever other aspect throughout their prep as well, whether that's just someone to speak to, as someone who's been through their journey before. So yeah, so just seeing like the impact that you have on people is it's really, really cool. And then when you eventually hopefully get a really good result on show day to see you've been with them through that journey, and then to see how like thankful they are and how happy they are at the end of it is such an amazing feeling, and I want to experience that even more, go to a bunch more shows, potentially once again go to a few international shows. I want to go back to the UAE WNBF one because I'll have a few clients at that one, so that should be pretty cool. Maybe
Nice.
Worlds as well in America, so that should be pretty cool. So possibly that. And then
Where's Worlds
yeah,
this year? Sorry. Where
LA,
is it
LA,
LA this year?
yes,
You've got to go there then, mate.
yeah, I have. So and then yeah, other than that, obviously continue with more seminars. Obviously ramp up more content as well. And yeah, so just continue to grow as much as I can on the business front. From a personal perspective, I'd say just establish a little bit more balance, whatever that word
Yeah.
means in my life, and not run myself into the ground pretty much. So make time for socializing, for holidays, for people. So yeah, so I'm gonna hold myself accountable to this now because I'm gonna put it out into the world.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I am handing in my notice at work to go full
No
time with
shot.
posing.
Come on.
That's
I'm
sick.
Nice.
saying it live on the podcast, so I have to do it. I have to
You
do it
can't
now.
bottle it now.
I
Oh,
can't turn back. Well,
Uh,
unless I get snowed in tomorrow, but we'll see. But yeah, so announcement. I am going to be going full time on the
Exciting,
posing,
man.
so that in the
Dan,
next few months I
congratulations.
will be full time. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm in a position now where, like, financially, it kind of just does make sense to go full
Yeah.
time, and then it'll give me way more time to invest in the business, and then that I can expand even further, and then I can also manage my time better and have more time
Yep.
for myself and other stuff as well. And so I've got a bunch of fun stuff planned in a couple of weeks. Well, 3 weeks I will be going to Japan, funny enough. So yeah, man. So obviously we'll probably after that we'll do a full like wrap up of what happened.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, man. So I'm seeing my brother actually. So he lives in Australia. So he's been there for a few years. So we hadn't seen each other for a while. So I thought, you know what? We both like anime. It's somewhat in the middle, so we might as well do it. And it's like a dream holiday for both of us, really. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, we'll be geeking out over there. So yeah, I think Noah actually gave us like a massive list of places that we should go to whilst we're there. So yeah,
Yeah,
massive.
I remember it was like probably the middle of the day, so it must have been first thing in the morning for you. And I was
Yeah,
just sending message. I thought I was
yeah,
looking
yeah.
back and thinking he's gonna fucking hate me.
No, mate, I've written them all down.
Yeah.
I've written them all down. And then yeah, other than that, in a couple of months, I will be going skiing in Teen, which is currently where Mr. Jack Chan is now. Um,
Right.
yeah. I just saw in his stories, and I'm like, I'm literally going to
Yeah,
be there in a couple of months. So yeah, I'm getting some maybe gym recommendations from him whilst I'm there. But that should be wicked.
yeah.
Mate, one day, maybe next year, ski holiday. Me, you, us three, maybe Jack Chan, get a few of the
Could you
bodybuilding.
imagine?
Oh, should tell you it would be amazing. Reese. Imagine,
No.
imagine Reese skiing.
Jesus.
He would break something. He'd
That
break the
that
pole
col that
flat.
collarbone's shattered. Just thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
If
But
he
that
falls down the mountain, just an absolute avalanche.
avalanche.
Everyone's dying.
Oh mate, but we need to make it happen like a ski holiday. That would be absolutely class.
Mate, I've never touched it before. I've never touched a.
Get a couple of lessons before, obviously,
Yeah, I
an
think I might
indoor
need to.
slope. But no, but it's so much fun. It
It
is so
looks
much fun.
amazing.
And then yeah, obviously, other than that, just enjoy more time, obviously with you boys, with the seminars, with the Comic Con, and just a bunch of other fun stuff planned, man. So I'm super, super excited for the year ahead.
That
Yeah.
I'm buzzing for. I've never like thought about doing a Comic Con or like dressing up or anything like that, but it's gonna be so good. It's
Yeah.
gonna be mint.
What are we thinking then for cosplay?
Mate, we're gonna need to it would need to be something linked together, surely.
Yeah, it's got to be like a trio
Yeah.
of people
Yeah.
of characters. Yeah.
I think the One Piece trio.
Mate, I've got my Luffy hat literally in there.
Yeah.
It's hidden away, so I've got my one ready at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. To be honest, it really does depend how fat we all are as well.
Yeah, that is
When
true.
is it? Because I've got quite a bit of pushing up to do. I shouldn't be pushing up. When is it? Is it like June?
They're usually either May or October. So you should either be coming up or coming
I
down.
hope, well, October is like when all the shows are happening.
Yeah,
So
October's going to be hectic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
should we
I
have
feel
should we have a look?
yeah, go on, get it up. We've been talking for I don't know how long. I don't think we've actually spoke about anime once in this podcast.
I've
We
got
will.
like a whole list of them.
Which one is it? London.
Yeah,
It's
was it
not
the
that.
London one?
It's MCM, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
here, 23rd to 25th of May.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's before the season starts. That's decent.
Yeah. I think that should be doable.
What one's that? The MCM? Is that the one in Manchester? Or is that London?
I think it's London.
Is
Or
it?
is it? Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
This will be
Right.
our fifth con. That's crazy.
It'll be our first. Well, my first.
That's so
Yeah,
embarrassing.
it'll be my first as well.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Wicked. Onto anime then. Okay, so should we go favorite anime 2024 for each of us?
Oh, go for it. Yeah, someone else can. Although, to be fair, mine aren't like. I don't think mine haven't been released this year, but mine are like what I've watched for the year.
Okay.
But
Oh, yeah, that,
I suppose I got into Haikyuu a lot more. I'd never watched Haikyuu before. Loved it. My wallpaper for the longest time was Hinata, fellow ginger. Obviously, you can't see underneath this beanie because my hair is awful at the moment. But I am very ginger. But I'd say Haikyuu for me, number one. Tokyo Ghoul. I've been buying all the manga. I've got the first collection done, and I've got almost the RE finished. And obviously, I got my Suzuya Juzo tattoo about a month ago. And to be fair, I got the tattoo before I finished the series. So who knows what could have happened by then? But luckily, he's all right. But in terms of like new releases, I quite like obviously the Blue Lock ending, which we were going to speak about. Kez not liking sports animes.
But I can't believe that. That's blasphemy.
Nuts.
So, my rationale behind this is for me, with animes like or with series in general, I find I need some kind of actual stakes to be invested in the story and the plot. And when there isn't a lot of that, I just don't get as invested in it. Or some element of like mystery or intrigue where you're not sure of what's happening. And when it kind of builds that up over time, something like Attack on Titan, for example, or even like Promised Neverland, but season one when it was actually good, where you're not really sure what's going on. So yeah, so for me, when it's just like a sports anime, it's just like, yeah, it's fine, I can watch it, it's entertaining, but I'm just not as gripped by it as I would be by something with a bit higher stakes.
Bro,
That's my rationale.
never grew up with Inazuma 11. Because if you did,
Yes.
yeah, you would know
Unreal.
about high stakes in a sports anime.
You're gonna need to try it. You're gonna need to try it. If you
Okay,
watch
if I was to watch one, would it be Haikyuu?
Haikyuu's good. You like
'Cause I
football,
pen-
don't you?
I do, but I'm happy to because I know Haikyuu is like the most popular one
Haikyuu's really
generally.
good.
Yeah, but I know Blue Lock is
I
global.
I love Blue Lock. Season 2's PNG Lock though. Like the first 7 episodes are like a slideshow, mate. But like the last few of the second season are so good, and season 1 was really good. So I'd say watch Blue Lock. Blue Lock and Haikyuu are the two I'd say to watch.
Yeah.
If you watch one, but there's also like what's it called, Hajime no Ippo. That's the boxing one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was going to be the one that I recommend, bro. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, in terms of like actual character progression, like
yeah.
storytelling, because you're saying there's no
See,
stake.
see, from what I've seen, that is one I'd probably enjoy more because it's kind of I feel like it's more about the character from what
Yes,
I've seen.
the characters, the journeys to like how
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, like it's it's constant character development as well. Yeah, I would say Hajime no Ippo. No, Josh Campbell's a big fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him we were doing this. He goes, "That's gonna be so fucking cool. That's gonna be cool."
Yeah.
But Josh Campbell doesn't like Attack on Titan, so we can just disregard his opinion on anything anime. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to get off this podcast then because I can't disagree with him. But
Oh,
What?
we need a
Don't
whole
like Attack on
podcast.
Titan?
I don't think it's for me.
Oh,
Have you seen all of it?
No. But listen, I got a few episodes in, and I could not get into it. I couldn't find a proper rhythm with it.
what is wrong with you?
I know. I've tried.
What is actually wrong with you? We're gonna
I've
clip
tried.
this up, by the way, and we're
This
gonna
is going
get
on a real.
the people of Instagram to attack you because of
Oh
this
mate, the amount of
incorrect
thing is
opinion.
the amount of times like I posted about because there was they had like a final season. I think it was 2023. Did something come out like
Yeah,
towards the end of the year?
yeah.
Because I was in Shibuya and there was like a big Titan skull inflatable just in the middle of the street. And I put it in my story, and I've never had more people message me about anime. Oh my God, I can't wait. Are you seeing this? And I'm like, I do not like it. And
Oh.
I've tried to watch it like 3, 4 times now. I just can't get into it.
Oh, mate, we need a full episode on like our hot takes in anime.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea.
But yeah, gee,
Oh,
that is like the hottest take you could possibly have.
Sorry, boys. Just
what
got
I would say, it gets better as it goes along. Like
Yeah,
Like it gets better after every season. Is the stakes get higher? You learn more. It's
Yeah.
world building.
It's so well written. It's
Yeah,
so well written. The
It may just be
characters,
because
the
I've only got
plot.
two in.
Oh, mate. I don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
get sacked.
You are. You,
All of a
mate.
sudden, it's a dual podcast.
Mate, I can't believe you came in dick swinging about Kez not liking sports anime when you don't like one of the greatest shows of all
I
time. That
think
is
it's just because I know that Kez likes football.
Yeah.
I know that kind of sports, like we're all athletes when you think about it, right?
calling
No.
me.
Cam's a performer. Cam's a
Yeah,
performer,
Cam's a
not an
performer.
athlete.
Yeah,
He's not an
we
athlete.
takes it from RuPaul Drag Race, sure. So,
Yeah.
but
Brother, let me live.
no, I watched that on the YouTube. I was like, what is he going on about? What is he talking about?
Oh, sweet.
It worked.
Now listen, I respect.
Worked. I'm a performer. man.
Right.
What
Cam,
about you guys?
favorite anime 2024?
Of 2024. Right. Okay. It's going to be a little bit skewed. If we're talking new releases,
Yeah.
Dandadan. Dandadan was so
Oh, mate.
fucking good, mate.
I hated it.
Did you get any further than the first episode when we were talking about it?
I got to the second and then I was like, nah, mate.
What?
Yeah, nah.
What?
Mate,
I was like, what is this? Like, it's so ridiculous. I can't get into it. Like, it's the animation's too over the top.
It's too well done.
The characters are too wacky, and it's like, no, but
That's
it's
it. Oh.
but it's just not. Once again, I can't really get invested in the storyline just because it's too goofy, if you know what I mean. It's just too goofy, and it just doesn't. It's not serious enough.
But
reminds
you're a fan of Demon Slayer, right?
yeah, but the
Yeah,
animation.
Like,
but
come on.
but in Demon Slayer, it does choose its moments where it does get serious, and it does execute those moments well.
That's a crazy take. Do you think definitively Mashal is a better anime than Dandadan? Because that Mashal is not serious.
I'm not gonna say yes, but just because I'm like into Harry Potter and it was like the nostalgic value of it, I will say yes. And I'm into bodybuilding as well. So I'll say yes, but I can see why people would go either way. But Dandadan is not peak like people like to think.
Yeah,
Dandadan, I would argue, is anime of the year in terms of new release.
I think
Right.
that in terms of what people have been reviewing it as, it'd be up there. But I don't
So
think.
my favorite I've watched of the year is Free Run.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's really well written. I think it's really well done. It's different because it's more subtle in terms of its storytelling. It's like it's beautiful in terms of its animation, but it's not over the top, which I like because I can kind of connect with it more rather than just crazy ridiculous animation that's just bursting at you in your face, and it just takes me out of it. Whereas Freerun is almost like it had, especially that first episode, it's kind of like a Lord of the Rings type effect where the music and the way they tell the story and paint the picture, you immerse yourself in that world. And those are the kinds of stories I enjoy the most, is where you just like you feel like you're in that world. Whereas Dandadan, I'm so like disconnected from it. I'm like, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, what is going on here? Like,
But like, that's almost what I like about it because there
Yeah.
are. If you look at any new release of anime, there is isekais are a dime a fucking dozen. You know,
Yeah.
you can find 1,000 shows where it's I got transported to a world with my smartphone. Man, like I don't need this fucking OP escapism BS. What I need is wackiness. Like Fully Cooley is an awesome example of
I've
just
heard of it.
that is just art. You don't need to deep the concept too much. You just need to almost enjoy the show. For myself, that's why I like Dan. Also, the opening theme song,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is peak. That is
Yeah.
peak.
very, very fucking cool. But in terms of like actual anime that I was watching, I rewatched rewatched all of Vinland Saga, the first season for the first half of prep, and then the second season for the second half of prep. And my God, probably the greatest show of all time. Honestly, I
That's a
think
hot take.
That's
I'd
a
say
fucking
I'd
big.
say it's in my top 5 anime.
yeah, I would say
Yeah.
probably debatably top 3. I would say moving
I
around
could see that.
like I would say Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan.
Let's save this for another podcast because this is a good topic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sweet.
But Vinland Saga, if any of you boys are going through it right now, go watch that.
It
Yeah,
is.
Go into
No.
it. I'd say
It has got a lot of good lessons, to be fair.
a lot, loads,
Yeah.
loads. And I've never seen a story take a shift like that. I've never seen any form of media completely change the way in which it tells a story
Yeah.
or the progression and the development of a single character. Never seen that done in anything before.
Yeah.
Saga, goated. Absolutely goated, man.
Yeah. I'm reading Vagabond at the minute. It's peak. It's
so
peak.
good.
Honestly. I do think there are some parallels with Vinland Saga in terms of
Yeah.
the character and his progression. And it's if you enjoy Vinland Saga, you will enjoy Vagabond. So I would highly recommend.
I preferred reading Vagabond. I've only got volume 1, but I've read some of the other ones like a few
Yeah.
years ago online.
Yeah.
I preferred reading Vagabond.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the story, the artwork, everything, I felt a lot
Mate,
more like
The
involved.
artwork's incredible. It's
Beautiful.
incredible. Yeah. You need to get on it.
Yeah.
I am. I've actually got something to show you.
Oh,
My mum is the absolute goat. And
oh, mate. Unreal. Nice.
3. So we are
Yeah,
setting aside some time to get into that and
nice.
bust out a couple of vinyls in the background. Yeah, man. I mean, like, it's one of like people say like the big Stoicism 3 is Vinland, Berserk, and then obviously Vagabond as well.
Yeah.
I'm yet to meet a single person who doesn't like any of those. There's a lot of debate in terms of which one is the best. I need to get into Vagabond to be able to make an astute decision on that. But I really am looking forward to like actually sinking my teeth into that. I do want to read more manga as well because I
Yeah,
feel like there's so many great shows that are yet to be animated, like or yet to be done justice. Like the fact that like fucking Berserk does not have a decent animation is
Yeah.
insane to me. Like, you know, and like there's I think there's so many good pieces of manga out there that just need discovering.
Well, there's a what do you call it? There's talk about possibly doing a reanimation of Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know if either of you have seen the manga of Tokyo Ghoul, but it's
no,
in my opinion one of the best like art styles, everything of a
Yeah.
manga that I've read, and they're possibly going to reanimate it because the first one it didn't go down. It was good, like it was good. I watched that before I read it,
Yeah.
but the manga's so much better,
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah. I think it probably always will be. I mean, like, I feel like it's very hard, especially like when an artist is so passionate. Like, the author of Berserk would legitimately spend days at a time drawing a single page. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're a fucking animation studio, you've got a budget. That's how you end up with like, you know, 7 deadly frames. Yeah, you know.
the
But
thing is, those frames though, they're iconic at this point. They're used in like, no, not the Berserk ones. I mean, so the Berserk
oh,
ones.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah. No, the Berserk ones. They're used in like, I don't know, wallpapers in
Yeah.
phone cases, stuff like that, and they're just iconic. And yeah, man, I think it's interesting. Like, there's the way that manga can tell stories is like no other media can, and
Yeah.
just sort of wrapping yourself up in that world. It's a slightly different to anime, in the way that it tells the stories. I honestly don't know which I prefer at the minute. But it's really cool. Just how like vivid and graphic they can be
Yeah.
with the actual panels. It's really cool.
yeah,
I feel like I'm starting to lean more into the manga side of things, like especially the artwork for certain things. Like you said, like there's so many wallpapers that you can get from it. I've just went down on mine there. I've got Masashi Miyamoto from one of
Nice.
mine. I've got
Do you not
Baki
think
from one of mine.
do you not think Musashi when he's young looks like Cam?
You
Young
know what?
Musashi.
Maybe when he's not got the when he's
The
not got
young
the gold haircut.
Yeah, the younger version of him, it looks like Cam.
Yeah. So I'll look like the older version of him as soon as I hop on my first
Yeah.
ride.
You know what? Yeah. So I've got the book out here. Not, not
Wait,
far.
wait. Let me get it up on here.
Are we getting all three?
Oh, dude, is this the is this the play? Is this the play for London Comic Con cosplay?
It could be.
We're not actually doing a anime podcast. It's actually just a reading. What was
This
it?
this is definitely you, Cal. Have you seen?
Club. No, you're not sharing the screen, bro.
Oh, 1 second. Well,
That was him in Korea with the hair tied back.
Oh, dude,
For
that's
sure.
such a funny story. They wouldn't let me have my hair down because we were using cream tan, and
Oh.
it is super messy. Like if that
yeah.
touches your hair is changing to that color.
So we've got Musashi here. This is definitely you.
Oh, it's still not coming up for me. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
It is. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this?
Especially when you're in prep, like that jawline. It's definitely a bit of you. That.
Yeah, man. Oh, so basically, I'm fat and washed at the minute, so I don't
Yeah.
like have.
Yeah.
But-
Maybe for the cosplay we can be Musashi, Thorfinn, and Gus.
Oh, mate,
Oh.
that's fantastic.
What a shout.
And
So
to be fair, Noah, you could be a good Thorfinn
Yeah.
because you've got like
Yeah.
the long sort of like not blonde but ginger hair. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what?
oh, mate, that is a
that'd
shout.
be
to
pretty
the
cool.
Oh, Kez, you got to be guts. You got to be
Mate.
fucking whipping around 100.
I've got to be wham. I've got to jump on a cycle just to go to comic.
Yeah,
Fuck the WNBA. Oh.
going
Priorities.
in hard for Comic Con is that's my 2025 resolution.
Comic Con protocol. Wait.
Yeah, I'll keep for Comic Con.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Yeah,
Right. I think that should wrap it up for today then.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
man.
Wait.
although, what did we speak about what we're looking forward to for the new year animes? Did we?
We didn't. We didn't.
Did we
To be
not?
fair, a lot of like the new list is
Yeah.
pretty booty.
Is it just the same?
I
They're
mean,
like
like,
they're like season twos of like
Yeah.
other ones, so it's not really new ones to be honest that I've seen.
they are releasing a Devil May Cry anime, which does look very cool. If you ever played any of the original Devil May Cry Capcom games, Sega, that could be quite cool. Usually, video game adaptations do not do well in terms of anything. Like, I'm yet the only good video game adaptation I've ever seen was the Last of Us, like movies.
That was class.
I've
Other
not
than that,
watched them.
this has potential to be cool, but will it? I don't know. Obviously, Solo Leveling season 2. Okay, as you said, it was ass. The first episode, anyway.
I know I watched probably about 10 episodes of it, so I got into it. I enjoyed it to start off with, but basically characters just OP. That's the main thing, and it's just like
Oh.
it just takes you out of it completely because he just wins every fight. Well, the ones that I saw. Maybe I'll get back into it, but for me, it's just I couldn't really get into it to be honest. But we'll see.
I know this isn't anime, but whilst it's like a fresh topic, have you finished Squid Game yet?
Yes. Yes.
What? Although, spoiler alert, because
You haven't watched one now, you?
Yeah.
yeah, if you've not watched it, then get a grip. What are we saying?
I enjoyed it. I
You
was
enjoy it?
pleasantly surprised. I thought it wasn't going to be as good as it was. I thought they were just going to do like a rehash of the first season, but the fact that they went a slightly different route with it, with obviously spending more time outside of the game, with sort of the investigation with the inspector, and then obviously the twist with having number one as the front man. I thought that was pretty cool.
Very well done.
That was cool. He's a really good actor, that guy. In the game and outside the game. But yeah, he's wicked. And yeah, I enjoyed it as a whole. It was
The
I
only
feel
thing
like
Oh, sorry, go on.
no, I feel like it could have had more episodes maybe. Just to make it a little bit, maybe include more games. And maybe done that twist maybe after another game or so. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that's almost my biggest problem with first of all, the main problem I had with Squid Game season 2 was anything that was outside of the realm of Squid Game, that whole investigation thing seemed like the most redundant fucking thing. It was just like they're like, oh, we need to find the island. We can't find the island. And I was just like,
I mean, I think it's gonna pay off in season
It's
3.
teeing up for something, sure.
Yeah.
Like with the sailor
Yeah,
fucking around with that drone.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure someone caught him or someone noticed that the light was on. Like, obviously, he chucked someone overboard, but I'm pretty sure there was another person that like saw him and saw the light was on and like peered in, but then walked away.
yeah,
Am I imagining something?
But I feel like this is almost like my overall gripe with, and not even just like say Squid Game, but like there seems to be this really common trend of splitting things into 2 parts. Like you could have just dropped all of season 2 with 14 episodes, and like because I feel like all of season 2 it was very good. I was pleasantly surprised, but it's all a setup for season 3. You know, and it's like season 3 will be the thing that like the big payoff, the big reveal, and it's just to generate sort of more hype. Where it would have been cooler just to almost maybe take out a little bit of filler, maybe just finish the story in 1 season, in my opinion.
yeah. Here's a question.
Yeah.
What do we think about Thanos?
I was just about to get into that. He's the best character ever. Are you ready?
Thanos lore for you.
He's a K-pop star, isn't he?
Well, this is
wrap up.
some Noah and Thanos lore. When I was, I think it was 2014 or 2015. I think it was 2014 before I moved to Paisley. I was like, you know, whenever you've got that kind of that girlfriend that you're seeing in like the first year at high school or something like that. So I was round at hers, and she had like a few people over, and she put on a song by Big Bang, which is a K-pop group, and it was a song called Fantastic Baby, right? And you see this guy, and obviously I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I don't think you've seen a photo of my mum, but my mum, I have never seen her natural hair color, right? So she's had it pink, purple, right now it's purple. She's like covered in tattoos, very alternate, right? So I'm used to seeing like different colored hair. It's very normal to me. So I saw this guy with like bright blue, neon blue hair in that song and thought, that's fucking so cool. And I remember being in the car and I showed my mum the music video, being like, I want my hair to look like that. That guy's so cool. I shat myself when because it was him when he started dancing around the place. I was like, he looks so familiar. And then my whole For You page on TikTok's like, oh, did you know that Thanos was in a K-pop band? And I was like, oh,
That's so sick, man.
it was nuts. But he's one of the goats. He's one of the goats for sure.
If we were to compare him with anyone in our space or bodybuilding, the UK bodybuilding scene, who would we say is the Thanos of the UK?
Who's just Raj?
Oh.
Who's mental?
Who pops pills before going on stage?
You.
Yeah, don't say Cam.
You.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the little stuff. The only pill we popped was a nice little Cialis backstage with the Percy Pigs, mate. Wait, am I allowed to say that? Is Cialis natural?
Well, we're about to find out.
I hope so.
Well, I think it is. Oh, either way.
Yeah, we're about to find out.
Either way.
Wait, on WADA?
Yeah.
Ken, do you mind just getting that up on WADA real quick?
I think Noah is.
I'm on the WADA website as we speak. Are we keeping this in the podcast?
We'll see. We'll see if we are.
WADA, the prohibited list. Keywords. How'd you spell it again?
I don't know.
Hold on, I'll just open a new tab.
We're gonna have to cut this bit out. I don't want people searching for too long.
Yeah, what's it called again? Because
Cialis or Tadalafil.
Tadalafil.
Yeah, Tadalafil.
Tadada.
Oh mate, I might have to just jump on.
This is riveting content. This.
Oh no.
Is Cam Natty?
Okay, I've typed in on WADA the prohibited list. No results found.
Okay, there we go. Confirmed. He's natty.
You're natty for now, mate.
Sorry, guys.
Could you imagine live reaction to think that? Oh, can't be popping pills the whole season.
That would be so fucking funny, dude. Oh, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I low-key do want to dye the hair like Thanos. For the next show. I think we're gonna dye all the lot. I want to dye them white, and then I want to get some grills as well. But like,
Grills for men's
yeah,
physique.
Right.
Oh man.
hear me out, hear me out. I'm gonna get 2 grills, right, for these teeth here, like these fang teeth here. I'll dye my hair white, and it's gonna be cool.
Jesus.
Mental.
Have faith in the vision, man. That's gonna be clip this and then clip in 2016 when I'm taking my Natty Cialis backstage on the PCA reels. Clip
Nice.
that. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
Right.
Should we wrap up then?
Yes.
Sweet.
Good.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen. Well, gentlemen, if you did enjoy watching this podcast, please make sure you leave us a like rating and a rating on Spotify as well. I believe you can leave a rating once you listen to more than 3 episodes of a show, I believe.
Is
Either
it?
way, if you can leave us a rating, please do. Share
And
this.
make sure it's 5 stars as well.
Yeah. Don't come on. Don't be if you rate us 3 stars and then send it to me because you think you're being funny, please just give it 5.
We will track your IP and we'll find you.
Yeah, we're gonna dox you. We're all gonna turn up to your house. And yeah, man. So leave us a 5-star rating. Please share this podcast around with your friends, family, anybody you think may enjoy. Fellas, if you are looking to get shredded, sexy, and look like your favorite anime character this summer, then make sure you head on over to Ignite Fitness. Or if you've just got a big cock swing, just come on over and just sign up. Like we're always looking for to help you get better. Everybody, guys, you want to plug anything?
Yeah, so if you are competing in men's physique this year and you're looking at actually winning shows, presenting your best physique on stage with your posing, I'm your boy. So if you want Qais Butt _ on Instagram or Qais Exposing, links will be in the description anyway. If you're looking to get some good garms, chosen for you, Qais 10% off. Noah?
When's this going out? Do we know when this would be going out?
Probably
Probably
week after this. What's on a week on Wednesday?
All right, okay. I can't say that yet then. Go if you're looking for coaching, natural physique coaching. A week on Wednesday, I think will be either just before the 18th of January. Obviously we will have had our big meetup down in Derby. So you'll have been able to see a bunch of people coming all together all across the country in Derby. Which will be a very cool day out. And again, that's just one of the many things that we're doing here at Natural Physique Coaching. So if it is something that you are interested in, drop me a message or go through my Instagram and you'll be able to find the type form, and we can go from there. But yeah.
Sick.
Excellent.
Sick.
So
Right then, fellas. Well, we shall catch you next week in the next one.
Vamos.
catch you after.
Au revoir.